Now that we've installed the plugin in the last video, I will explain you how the plugin works. Of course, there is the quest creation part that we will see in the next videos, but there is more going on behind that. So let's set up the project for the plugin to be functional first. We need to add two components to your player character. I will be using the player character that I've created for this plugin. So the character AQ underscore BP underscore player. And add the player channel component. Player channel. Which triggers various events when something happens in the world. And the quest manager. That stores all existing quests. So I need to put back where the player channels was. Oh, not this one. However, if you attempt to interact with the quest giver with the third person character or your own player character, it won't work. This is because you need to implement your own interaction system. You can see here that I've already implemented my own interaction system for the plugin. So if you need any guidance, you can just check on the AQBP player. There is nothing much fancy. I have just a function that checks for interactables. And then I check if it's an interactable object or a quest giver component and interact with it. I inject in the function interact of the quest component or the interactable the player channel component. So if I try now to interact with the quest giver, because I have the interaction system implemented, it will work and I will be able to do the quest. Now, regarding the events, in order for the player channels to trigger those events, we need to specify which event happened with which actor. So I will demonstrate how I trigger events with the collectible and the enemy blueprints and the location box. This way, if you are using your own classes, you will know how to trigger those events. So let's start with the enemy one. I have this function because my enemy is just an interactable, because there is no damages or anything, just I interact with it and it dies. But yeah, let's just redo this. So this came from the AQ interactable class that already exists in the blueprint. There is the player channel as input parameter. So you just check when you interact with it if it's dead. And if it's dead, you just trigger the event in the appropriate channel, so on combat event notify because it's combat related, and choose the appropriate event. So kill, heal, damage, protect, we choose kill. And now we just have to get the reference of the actor to know which actor is dead. And that's all you have to do. You get the player channel component of your player character and trigger the appropriate event. So same for the collectible. This one is a collectible, so it needs to trigger the function add item to inventory and to have an item data to know which item it will loot. It's not a reference to self this time because reference to self will just be this actor, but we want the item data that store this actor. So same. If I take this function, it is the same that before. Just remember that here, that's where I inject the player channel in the function. This function is this function. And we do add item to inventory. We get the item data of this class, plug it in here and choose the amount, and that's it. When the player triggers this event, interact, it will loot one item that will trigger the event add item to inventory. And now for the location box, it's way easier. So as you can see, there is no function in here. It's just when the player trigger the on component begin overlap of the collision box. And I try here to get the player channel component of the player character. So I check if it's valid, and if it's valid, I trigger the appropriate event on environment event notify and choose the event type travel. Once again, you have to put a reference to self to tell that the player travel in this zone, in this actor, and that's it for the location box. Now, as you can see, there is different channel type. So there is the on combat event notify, that is for all the combat related events, kill, heal, damage, protect. There is the on environment notify, that are for all the interaction within the world, so all the interaction when the player travels, and minigames, that is for all the puzzle or anything more advanced you want to do. And then there is for the inventory channel the add item to inventory, and the remove item to inventory. That was the same way. You have to put an item data in it to know which item is removed from the inventory or which item is added to inventory in this one. And that's pretty much it. When you know how to use those channels, you will know how to trigger events and can do any type of quest you want. Now the last thing I want to show you is if you want to use the saving system, you have to go into edit project settings and right here game instance and put this blueprint in game instance class. Like this you will be able to save your progression of the quest. So now if I try to finish a quest and start a new one and then save, pressing P, and then restart the game, it will start where I stopped, and I can just continue the quest. Now if you want to reset your saves, you just have to go into your folder, project folder, into saved, save games, and delete this one, and everything will be reset. And that's all for this video. The next two videos will be about the quest creation system, so with the tool to know how to implement, how to create the quest and the objectives. Thanks for watching.